Good morning, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I want to talk this morning about the fasting mistake that could be stalling your results. The fasting mistake that could be stalling your results. If you've ever been stuck, this is something that will really help you understand. It helped me. I have maintained 10 pant sizes of fat loss, and I have gained lean and toned muscle because of doing this. And it is such an important piece. And it's not only been that I've maintained that for some weeks or for a year, but for 8 years, I have been in this place. And that is so important because many people lose weight and then gain weight back. And that's normal. It happens a lot, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be what your norm is. And sometimes when we get into this intermittent fasting place of doing 16-8 or 8-16 or 18-6 or whatever fasting window that you have, it becomes habitual and easy to maintain and easy to do that long term. But this is where the mistake comes in. So first of all, thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You're gonna want to know this information. You wanna share this information because this is many times when I find that someone's stuck, it's often for this reason. It's often because someone is doing intermittent fasting 16-8, 18-6 every single day of the week. So the mistake is that you don't create any metabolic flexibility, or you create too much metabolic adaptation and you don't create an ability for your body have to figure it out. And I'm going to talk about why or what does that mean? What does that look like? But when your body is doing the same exact thing every single day, it gets used to that and it gets stuck in that. And it's really healthy and helpful for us to go back and forth a little bit. For us to create still fasting every day, that's okay, but creating a day or two in which our window of fasting is shorter and our eating window is bigger and we add a little bit more food. We eat a little bit more. We might eat 3 meals instead of 2. We're still protein focused. We're still feeding our muscles and our body with the protein that it needs. We're just eating a little bit more or maybe some more carbs than normal. And that allows us to have this metabolic flexibility and to create an environment for your body in which your body can refeed, your body can rest, your body can figure out how to create this aspect. But let me get into some of that. So thumbs up, hearts, share this video. If you have ever been stuck, put been there in the comments. If you have, I have been there as well. Even in this process, I've been there and then had to kind of figure out what do I need to shift? What do I need to change? And this is an aspect of fasting that is really important. So if you've been there, put been there. If you've never been there, put never been there. That's okay if you've never been there. And then I want to know, what's your routine? If you're doing intermittent fasting right now and you're doing 7 days a week of 16-8 or 18-6, then consider shifting. Consider shifting to having 1 or 2 days a week that are 14-10 and that give you a longer eating window where you eat more calories, you can have a little bit more carbs, and not processed food or not food that isn't a good choice, good food, good whole foods, but better, just more in that time frame. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that doing it every day is the best. And doing a 16-hour fast every single day is the best. But in reality, our bodies adapt. Like we were talking about, our bodies adapt. And intermittent fasting can be an incredible tool. It can support fat loss, appetite control, blood sugar balance, metabolic flexibility, and overall health. But when we do the same thing day after day, week after week, our bodies become efficient at doing that. And that's where it's important to make there be a day or two where you shorten your eating window, eat a little bit more, prioritize protein, and it's not a cheat day. We're shifting the language from cheat day to refeed or refuel day, because this allows your body to replenish your muscle glycogen. So your body stores extra carbs in your muscles as a resource, as a reservoir for when there's times of fasting, when there's times of famine in your eating. And it's important to replace those. It's important to replenish that. This is supporting recovery. It's signaling safety to the body. It's supporting your hormones involved in metabolism, and it is helping prevent metabolic adaptation that can contribute to those stalls. And then finally, it's supporting muscle preservation and growth. So we worked our muscles, we're working them, we're stressing them, we're recovering, and this is that piece of recovery. So if you think about it in this way, we don't work out the same muscle group every single day. We don't sprint every single day. We don't stay awake all night to improve our sleep. And progress comes from a balance of challenge and recovery, a balance of challenge and recovery. So your metabolism benefits from periods of stress and periods of nourishment. The goal is not to fast as long as possible. The goal is to create metabolic flexibility, the ability to efficiently use both stored body fat and incoming food as fuel. So that means that in those couple days a week, you have a shorter fasting window, that you're eating still intentionally protein focused, but you're eating high quality carbohydrates, and you're focusing on recovery. That's even focusing on recovery with strength, like stretching and yoga, and recovery from if you've been doing more strength training during the week and more. It doesn't mean you stop walking. You can still walk. It just means that you're giving your body the ability to have this adaptable and flexible metabolic environment. So sometimes our progress comes from pushing, comes from doing that extra rep that is so hard and so heavy, or it's pushing your body, but it is also, sometimes it comes from strategically pulling back. So if your goal is long-term health, sustainable fat loss, energy, strength, feeling your best, then learning to challenge your body and when to challenge your body and when to nourish it is such an important part of the process. It's such an important part of the process. So remember, fasting is a tool, not a badge of honor. Sometimes it can be amazing to say, I fast all the time. I do intermittent fasting every single day of the week. And that feels good to say that, but sometimes that's what's creating the stall. And it's not just sometimes creating the stall in fat loss or weight loss, but it also can be a place that isn't creating overall long-term sustainable health if you're not creating these spaces where you're eating a little bit more, having a shorter window of fasting. It's not that you're not fasting. It feels great to fast every day. And we're already doing that if we're even going to sleep. So we're doing that, but it's creating a shorter fasting window so that you can add enough food in that time frame. So rest is a strategy. It is not a weakness. Rest is a strategy, not a weakness. Today in the summer burn, the 7-day summer burn, this is our refeed day. This is our refeed day, and it is intentional for all those reasons that we just talked about. So this is an important part of our process. If you are stuck or if you have been stuck, it is likely that if you were doing it 7 days of intermittent fasting, that contributed to being stuck. So evaluate, identify if that's the case, and you can shift that tomorrow. You can shift that today. You can start that next week. You can start that today. So tell me what your current routine is and what you can shift, or tell me if you've shifted and you've done this before, what you've experienced, what you've enjoyed. I enjoy eating some more. I enjoy having that extra space in time of my eating window because I love to eat. I love my food, and I love the food that is high protein, low carb. So it's not making new choices that are necessarily poor choices. It's not a cheat day in that sense. It's just a refuel day. All right. So progress and using your body in a strategic way to have long-term sustainable health, feel better, live better longer. And that's it. I'll see you soon from my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.